Just imagine how awesome it would be if you could create pro-level edits, like the ones made using complex software like After Effects, just with a simple and easy-to-use app like CapCut, all based on your creativity. So today, I thought of sharing 3 pro-level edits made using CapCut, showing you exactly how to create them. These edits can be a game changer in making your YouTube videos more engaging. So let's dive in and put our creativity to work. To create this, we need 2 images, one showing a light bulb turned on and another showing it turned off. Keep in mind, both images must be transparent. Additionally, depending on the situation, something may need to be highlighted to show it clearly. I have already created an image by inputting some data, and I will use that for this purpose. You can choose what best fits your task. Add the image of the light bulb in its off state to the timeline. Next, add the image of the light bulb in its on state to the timeline. Select both layers and resize the light bulb, positioning it downward like this. Move the timeline bar slightly forward and trim the beginning of the on layer like this. Similarly, trim the end of the off layer. Now combine the 2 layers and go to transitions. Select the mix transition and apply it between the 2 clips. When you play it back, you'll see the smooth effect of the light bulb turning on. Move the timeline bar a little forward and select the first clip. Add a position keyframe to this clip. Now bring the timeline bar back to the beginning and move the light bulb completely out of the camera's view. Move the keyframe to the end of the clip. Right-click on the clip and go to Show Variable Speed Animation. Expand the Y-axis. Select both keyframes and go to Keyframe Presets. Choose Cubic Out. When you play it back, you'll see a smooth animation where the light bulb pops up and lights up seamlessly. Add the background image to the timeline. It should be placed below the light bulb layer. Now go to Media Library and add a black material between the background and the light bulb layers. Move the timeline bar to the end of the mix transition. Then go to the mask section and apply a circle mask to the black layer. Click Invert to reverse the mask. Adjust the mask to align with the light bulb and increase the feather value. Add a keyframe to the mask settings. Move the timeline bar to the start of the mix transition. Then reduce feather to 0 and set size to 1. Right-click on the black material layer and go to Show Variable Speed Animation. Just like before, apply the Cubic Out preset to all keyframes where values have changed. Now when you play it, you'll see the effect where the light expands as the background highlights. Select the background layer, increase its scale, and adjust the first piece of data for a clear view. Move the timeline bar slightly forward and add a keyframe to the transform settings. Move the timeline forward again and adjust it to reveal the second piece of data clearly. Move it forward a little less this time and add another keyframe to transform. Move it further forward and adjust the view to reveal the third piece of data clearly. Go to Show Variable Speed Animation and smooth out the animation by selecting the Ease preset this time. And that's it, we're done. Now play it back and see how awesome the final result looks. To create this, I picked this simple video as an example. First, go ahead and watch it.
YouTube videos are primarily categorized into 2 main types: short-form videos, long-form videos.
Alright, now I'll import it into CapCut. Add the video to the timeline. Go to Effects and search for Player 3. Now apply this effect to the timeline. Extend the effect layer like this. Move the video layer to the edge of the effect. Select the effect. You'll see that there are many options here. We don't need texture, so set it to 0. Adjust the glow as needed. I'm setting it to 30. The most important option here is rotate. As you can see, by adjusting this, we can move along the Z-axis. Alright, now I'm moving the timeline bar forward like this. Add a keyframe to rotate. Move the timeline bar forward and set the rotate value to 70. Move the timeline bar forward again and set the rotate value to 30. Now if you play it,
Short-form videos, long-form videos.
You'll notice that the effect timing is off. Select the effect layer and go to Show Variable Speed Animation. Select all keyframes and apply an Ease preset. Still, the timing isn't quite right, so I'll manually adjust the keyframe handles to refine the timing. Now, if you play it, you'll see that the timing is properly set.
Short-form videos, long-form videos.
Next, we need to add markers to the timeline. Follow along and add markers just like I do. Now select all the layers and create a compound clip. Move the timeline bar to the first marker. Add a keyframe to transform. Move the timeline bar to the second marker and adjust the video like this. Move to the third marker and adjust the video again. Go to Show Variable Speed Animation and apply the Quad Ease preset to all keyframes. That's it! Let's check how the final output looks.
YouTube videos are primarily categorized into two main types: short-form videos, long-form videos.
To create this, we need the following: a background image, 3 round pictures in 3 different colors like this. But hey, you can use any photos you like instead. I just picked these as an example, and these images must be transparent. An image with a completely black background, a push-pin image, and don't forget, this must be transparent too. Add the background image to the timeline. Place the white round image above the background image. Resize it slightly smaller like this. Place the black image between those 2 layers. Go to the black layer's masks. Select Add Mask. Choose the circle mask option. Adjust the mask like this. Increase the feather value slightly like this. Now, what you see is the shadow effect we've created. If needed, adjust the size. Set the opacity to your preferred level. Add the pushpin image to the timeline. Adjust it as needed and make it fit. Select all the layers except the background layer. Adjust them like this. Copy those 3 layers, paste them, and place these 3 layers above the previous ones. Adjust them like this. Now duplicate these 3 layers again and place them on top of the earlier layers. Adjust them like this. Place the blue round image above this layer like this. Select Replace Clip. Now you'll see that the blue round image has been replaced. Do the same for the red round image layer and replace it in the same way. Go to the text section and add a text layer. Adjust this layer to be the same as the others. Type the underscore symbol multiple times. Increase the font size slightly, rotate it like this, and adjust it. Duplicate this text layer, just like before, rotate and adjust it. Make both text layers into a compound clip. Now add markers 1 per second like this. To make our work easier, I call the markers as frame. Select the first text layer, drag the timeline bar to the second frame, go to Video and then Masks. Select Add Mask and choose the Split Mask option. Adjust the mask like this. Set a keyframe for the mask settings. Move the timeline bar to the 3rd frame and adjust the mask like this. Select the second text layer and drag the timeline bar to the 4th frame. Go to Video and, just like before, select the Split Mask option. Adjust the mask like this. Set a keyframe for the mask settings. Move the timeline bar to the 5th frame and adjust it like this. Now when you play it, you'll see an animation where the 3 circles move one after the other and connect. To make this animation smoother, apply the Ease preset to the keyframes in both text layers. Now you can see that the animation is smooth. Select all the layers and turn them into a compound clip. Select the layer and set a keyframe for the transform settings. Move the timeline bar to the 1st frame. Increase the size and adjust it like this. Move the timeline bar to the 2nd frame and add another keyframe to the transform settings. Move the timeline bar to the 3rd frame and adjust so the 2nd circle becomes visible. Move the timeline bar to the 4th frame and set another keyframe for transform. Move the timeline bar to the 5th frame and adjust so the 3rd circle becomes visible. Since we need to make the movement smoother, apply the Ease preset to every keyframe like before. The work is now fully complete. Let's now see how the final output looks.